Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Real Spiritual Clarity. My name is Richard, and let's get started. Please listen, love, and forgive. Let's listen, love, and forgive. Please dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Hope everybody's doing well today. Thank you, Spirit, for the clear and concise messages. Thank you for letting us see, hear, and feel the things we need to in this reading. And let's get started. Alrighty. I know Spirit's got some good information for us today. And I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys. And there's our first card. First card out is Six of Pentacles. Yes. Looks like the counterparts want to work together with each other, give and take equally, and balance out the situation. Divine Masculine as well as Divine Feminine, they're ready to come back together. They're tired of the separation. They're tired of the naysaying. They're tired of the, bad press concerning their relationship. And they're looking to come back and to be that, unified, loving, attractive, beautiful couple that they're meant to be. A Divine Masculine, he's over there getting himself stable. He's working on his finances. He could be working on his physical body. He's working on his mental state. Could be going to counseling. Could be going to rehab. Could just be, going through his shadow work, which is not easy. I've done shadow work myself. Anybody who's been on this journey, we've all done shadow work. And shadow work's rough, So when somebody goes through it, you have to have a little compassion for them because, it's not easy. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. Next card out. Okay. Beautiful. Hope everybody's enjoying. I know in the United States here, we're having fall right now. Beautiful changing of the leaves and crisp weather. A lot of people here go for apple picking. They get their pumpkins for Halloween. It's just a lot of fun. Okay, and if you're in a different part of the world, I hope you're just enjoying wherever you are. Okay, next card out is, Six of Cups. Yeah, because you know what? They know that they have been together before. They've lived many lifetimes together. And they can feel that nostalgia. They can feel that, deja vu. Like, wow, I feel like we've done this before. This is pretty cool. And you notice there's two kids here. Like, I know when myself and my Divine Masculine, we came together originally, we were like two kids in a candy shop. I mean, we enjoyed each other. We had fun. We didn't let anything stop us. When we were together, it felt like the world stopped. And, a lot of these Divine Masculines, they want to get back to that feeling with their Divine Feminine because they're tired of living in these substandard lives that they're living in right now, these karmic cycles. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Next card out, Spirit. I'm using the Gilded Tower right now. All right. And that was two cards. I only want one card, Spirit. And there it is. Next card out is, Nine of Cups. Because each one of them is the wish fulfillment for the other. They asked for this. As they've been manifesting this, they know what they want in their lives. They know they want somebody who's going to be dedicated to them, who's going to love them, who's going to care for them, and who's going to be trustworthy and honest towards them. And they had manifested this. They asked Spirit to give them this. So you know what? It's been a long journey, but it's getting ready to come. A lot of these Divine Masculines are getting ready to text or call or just come to the house, And the last card out is High Priestess. Yeah, High Priestess is Spirit saying that, you know what? You guys need some assistance and we're going to help you out. In the other version of the High Priestess, there's a B and a J, and I call that balance and justice. Okay, that's what Spirit is bringing to these relationships. Each one of them is balancing themselves out, and Spirit is separating all these things that no longer serve them and giving them justice in their relationships. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, now that was the Gilded Tarot. Now I'm getting ready to use the After Tarot. First card out is, yep, that is the Queen of Wands. Divine Masculine finds Divine Feminine so attractive. He cannot get away from her. He dreams about her. He thinks about her. He looks at her pictures. Anything he can do to get some divine feminine time in, he does it because he finds her the most attractive creature that has ever walked the face of the earth. Okay? And he's been with a lot of different people. But you know what? Nobody compares to this divine feminine. Next card out is, yeah, but he knows that he didn't do some things the proper way when they were together last time. He knows that he's feeling that grief, that sorrow, and that regret because you know what, he listened to other people and he didn't follow what he was meant to follow with her. Yeah, and now he's feeling it. He feels like he lost her. He feels like, there's no recovering. And, it's just part of the lessons he had to go through. We all have a lesson that we have to go through. Everybody's is different. Some are the same, some are different. And his specific lesson is that he had to learn that, you can't take people for granted. A lot of these divine masculines had big, big, big egos. They felt like, people would chase them, people had to do for them, and they didn't have to do anything. Get myself ready, look good, and go to her, and she's just going to do whatever I want. But he found out Spirit doesn't like that so much. Spirit's like, what, everybody has a worth. And divine masculine just discarded divine feminine's worth, and that's why he's in this grief right now. Next card out is, yep, it is the Ace of Wands, because he has so much passion, and that's what's driving him back to his divine feminine. He's not going to let anything get in his way this time. No person, no place, no thing. Okay? Because that passion is the driving force for him. Okay? He's obsessively in love with her. He's obsessively attracted to her. And he dreams about her. Some of them, if they live close enough, they could be driving by divine feminine's house. They're constantly, they'll text the message, then they'll delete it. They'll go to pick up the phone to give her a call, and they'll stop themselves. But you know what? Spirit is putting them through their paces. And very soon, a lot of these divine masculines are going to be contacting divine feminines and having those heart-to-heart conversations and clearing the air about things that went wrong and how they want to correct them. Okay, next card out is, yep, because divine masculine knows divine feminine is glowing up. She has her plan. A lot of these divine feminines, they have businesses. They're doing very well. They're getting themselves together. They could be working out. They could be, looking very, very attractive out there. And a lot of people are vying for their attention. And you know what? Divine masculine knows that it's not going to work so much. He's not going to be able to put up with it. He's not going to be able to stay away from her much longer. We're using the Messages of Love Oracle cards, and 3 cards fell out, and I'm going to take all 3. Okay, first card out is, yeah, this is what he's really afraid of. He is so afraid of being vulnerable. Okay, this is something that he's not used to. Okay, he always had people running after him. He never really ran after anyone. When he would deal with them, when he got done with him, he kind of like threw them away like garbage, unfortunately. And he thought he could do similar to divine feminine. But you know what? He felt that once he dealt with her and he knew her, he knew who she was, he knew that was not going to work. And he could feel it within himself. He said, you know what? I've never encountered anyone like this before. And like some people, like, I guess you could look at it like almost like I'm using James Bond as an example. Like we watch James Bond because like the mystery, and the, intrigue, he finds divine feminine mysterious. He finds her intriguing, and she's like quote unquote dangerous to him because he feels like being vulnerable is dangerous. He feels like him, giving himself over to someone else is just like unheard of. And this is what Spirit's putting him through right now. That's why he has to go through that grief and that sorrow and that and those things, because he has to be vulnerable. And he can trust that she's going to take care of him, but he has to get his mind to that point where he knows it's safe. Okay. Next card out is, once again, there's that passion. I told you. He has unbelievable passion for attraction for her. He's attracted to her mind. He's just attracted to her whole spirit, because nobody else tested him like she does. She put him through his paces. And you know what? He's kind of like exhilarated by that. It's scary for him, but it's exhilarating also. Next card out is, financial challenges are affecting it. Yeah, because you know what? He's been in a comfort zone over there. That karmic cycle could have been kind of successful for him. Maybe he has a business that they run. Maybe he had a job, and he's been on that job for a while. Maybe the karmic had money, but he has to get away from that, that greed and that 3D, like thinking about money and stuff like that, because that's what's kind of holding him back too. He could be thinking, oh boy, how can I separate myself from all this money and end up with nothing, and then go over there to this person. I don't even know if the person's going to go with me or anything, but this is what Spirit is doing. Spirit is getting him away from thinking money is the all in all. And next card out, Spirit. Please like, subscribe, and share, ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Okay. And here's the next card. Yep, at first he thought it was just sex with her. He just thought that this was like another trick. But he found out as time went on that she's the ultimate trick. She's the only trick. Yeah. Next card out is, he's coming in with an apology. He's coming in to tell her he's sorry for all the things that he did wrong to her. Okay? Because like I said, he thought she was one of those things that he could just, walk over and throw to the side. He found out, nope, she's not that person. I got to deal with her differently. Next card out is, he knows that this is true love. Says this love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. It's one that he never ever thought that he'd ever be involved with. And he finds himself in the middle of it now. Okay. And the last card out is support. It says lean on your inner circle during this time. Now, it tells him to do this, but that karmic situation over there, you can't really lean on it, because half those people, they've stabbed him in the back. He can't trust them or anything. So this is where he has to go out and find, if he went to rehab, he could have found friends in rehab that he can lean on now. If he is in counseling, he can lean on his counselor. There are certain people he can lean on, even within his family circle. But he has to pick wisely, because you can't lean on everybody, because some of the people don't have your best interests at hand. Okay, please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Now I'm going to be using the power of surrender cards. Let's see what Spirit wants us to surrender and work on in our personal lives, as well as in our lives with our twin. Okay, thank you, Spirit. These cards are a little crazy, and I think that's the first one. Yep. First card out says, surrender the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's message about a personal situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. That's your intuition telling you if something's good or bad for you. It's the fight or flight. Okay? Yeah. You know when you're supposed to be with somebody, you can feel it. Just trust your mind, trust your intuition, trust your body. And next card out is Surrender procrastination. Yes. It says, now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times, I have to do a lot of work around, my house and stuff now. It took me a while because I constantly put it off, and put it off. And now I'm like under the gun because I got to get it done. But you know what? I'm getting it done. That's why it says surrender that procrastination. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. It's true. Okay. Next card out is surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. A lot of these divine masculines were yes men. Anything that the people said to him or asked him to do, he said yes to it. But he's finding out that spirit is telling him, no, you cannot be the yes man. You have to be truthful to yourself. You have to know that sometimes no is that complete sentence. And a lot of times these people are like running all over him. He wanted to do something differently, and they're like, no, you have to do what we want you to do. And he's tired of that now. He's not doing that anymore. He's starting to respect himself and love himself first and care for himself first. So he's surrendering to setting those limits. He's not doing it anymore. And the last card out is surrender your addictions. It says, whether you're addicted to substance, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. I told you, divine masculine could be going to counseling. He could be going to rehab. But you know what? Like this card said, I told you he's always been a yes man. And that's a bad addiction also, because you're throwing your own feelings and way of thinking to the side to amend to somebody else. And he's finding that that's not the way he's supposed to live. Okay? I want to thank everybody for coming today. I want to thank the Spirit for letting us see, hear, and feel the things we need to in this reading. I love all you guys, and have a great day. Bye.